Hey guys, it's Lucidless here, back with my Q&A. I think we should just get right to it, but first I'm going to say this is going to be a very long Q&A, so it will probably be a part 1 and a part 2. In that case, this is part 1 and I'll upload part 2 as soon as I can. First question, Kevin Cork asks, hey, can you make an Ice Lightning or a Fire Poison Mage? I actually already have both a Fire Poison and an Ice Lightning Mage, and I can show them to you right here. Gabino Cortez asks me, will I ever fund an Evan? No, I don't plan on funding an Evan. I do have one right here, but I'm not really into this class very much. My Evan is only level 110, so it might be a bit early to judge because I've heard that Evans are late bloomers, as you say, but I am not very interested in the class as of now. It's not an impossibility that I will ever fund one in the future, but right now I'm not very interested in it. Then Yap asks, do I look cute? Of course you do. I think I might butcher your name now. I'm sorry. Xev asks, do you go to school? I am actually a bit interested in going to school or reading some courses or something, but there's nothing really that where I live. There's nothing offered here, so it might be a distance or an online course or whatever, unless I plan to move for like the entire country, which I am not at the moment. Philip Sukov asks, have you played the Aran class? I actually have played the Aran class, and I am sorry to say that maintaining combos butchers my fingers so much. It really hurts, and I am not very keen on doing that. So therefore my Aran is at level 87 or something like that. It's stuck at level 80 something. I haven't played it since the latest revamp, so I have no idea how they have changed it, if it's for the better or the worse, but I've heard that it's quite good now. Lord Swine asks, what's my opinion on hackers? Actually, there's two types of hacking. Well, there are several types of hacking, but in my opinion, before you actually judge something on hacking, then you have to think about what kind it is. If it's hacking as in just botting at abandoned maps at like Leafer or Future Hennessy's or something like that, then it's not one of the worst kinds of hackers or the worst kinds of hacks, and there's probably things that Nexon could prioritize more than patching or getting rid of those botters, because first of all they don't really disturb the economy that much and they don't really disturb a lot of players. But then there is also hacking that makes it worth for the community, the players, the servers, and everything. The economy is most of all, like the recent dupings, which was in December. It was quite bad and it wrecked the economy, like totally wrecked it. A lot of people actually took advantage of it afterwards, and I don't want to point fingers or say anything to tick someone off, but taking advantage of dupings, if you really 100% know that it's duped stuff and you actually try to take advantage of it, in my opinion it's not really okay. But if let's say for an example, I wanted a Sharp Eye Nebulite for my SI gloves, and it's impossible to find a non-duped Sharp Eye Nebulite at the moment, because they are all duped or probably duped, because they are all at like what, 100 mil in price. So if I wanted one, then sure I will have to live with getting a duped one. But if you actually bought like hundreds and thousands of Sharp Eye Nebs when they were duped just to make a profit later, then it's probably not entirely okay in my opinion. Overall, what I can say is that hacking is not very liked. It's quite a touchy subject for many, but I really don't approve when it's hacking that makes it worse for the players, the community, that disrupts the servers and stuff like that, because it really annoys the living crap out of everyone. It really doesn't help in any way. So I hope that answered your question a little bit about my opinions and stuff. Kira asks, what is your favorite thing to do in real life? I have to say that first of all, I'm a really lazy person, so I actually prefer to be at home and to watch movies, to snuggle up and watch TV shows and stuff like that, instead of, you know, going out to a party or whatever I'm very comfortable and I have my comfort zone. I like to keep it. So I like to discuss things, I like to have conversations, and I think it's good just to spend time with people that you really like and care about. So that's probably one of the things that I like to do, just being with, for example, my roommate or friends or whatever. I otherwise like to draw, I like to edit, because I think it's really fun to be creative, to learn new things. And that's what I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get better, I'm trying to improve, I'm trying to learn things. He also asks, what's your favorite equip in Maplestory? I have to say that my favorite equip is probably rods as a whole, because I really like that kind of weapon. But I don't know, because I think that they are mostly so overly decorative. I like simplicity, that's why I handled my current rod. I remember that back in 2005, when I started playing, I really liked the Shiner bow. It was one of the greatest equips in Maplestory. I'm quite fond of that still, actually. Anyways, as a whole, my favorite equips is actually rods. I think they are good weapons and I don't like to cover them up. Picky Oki asks, are you a virgin? No, I'm not a virgin. Marnix Van Den B asks, what or who got you into playing Maplestory? And what is your opinion about Red? So, who got me into playing Maplestory? It was back in 2005, right when I had started dating my ex, whose name is Nick. His friend was at his house and he was playing a game. It wasn't 2D, but they were like really static and they were really enthusiastic and talking about it. I checked it out, I looked at it, and it was Maplestory. A couple of days later, Nick was actually playing as a rogue in Kearney City. He started out as an assassin, but he was using a dagger at the time, I think. He was like, you know, back then you used to switch between them. So he was like running around hitting on the monsters in Kearney City, and I was like, wow, that looks really cool. So I wanted to try it out too. But back then, whenever you made an account, the account was gender locked after gender of your actual account that you registered on the website. So his account was certainly a male. He made a character for me on his account called Lejon, which means lion in Swedish, and it was like all caps. And I started off as a beginner, and I was like, oh, I don't want to look like this, because he had made it look like really ugly, because I don't know if it was just playing around or something, but it was a really ugly character. I ran around and started hitting things. I was a warrior and I don't really like warriors, no offense to anyone, but I'm not a melee character for most of the time. So I ran around and hit stuff, and I got to like level 11, and after that I was like, okay, I want my own character, or well, my own account please, because I really wanted to be a female. So we signed me up, made me a character, which was my first character in Maplestory, called Miss Slim Shady, and it was an archer. That's how I started playing Maplestory. My opinion about Red is that it's a really great patch, especially for adventurers, since it's the main focus here. But it's also really great that, first of all, Jet finally got their hyper. I felt so bad for Jet for the longest time, because they were like really forgotten about the hyper skill and stuff like that. Second of all, they united the Cannoneer, the DB, and Jet's cash shop inventory with the rest of the adventurers, which is great, because I had like permanent pants on my Jet or something that I wasn't planning on using really. And the revamps for some of the classes is really amazing, so I'm really happy about that. I think it's really great. Quite a boost to phantoms as well, since they can steal other skills now. I think Red is a great update. I think it's a good shop. Unfortunately, clean slates or innocent scrolls or whatever, they are pretty expensive, so it might not be worth the coins. It's good that they actually made protection scrolls available in game, as well as cubes. well, the fact that they changed the cube system and stuff. I like it. I think it's quite good. Kevin Lynn asks, does Spencer still play? If so, how is he doing? He is still playing, and I'm pretty sure he's alright. You should probably hit him up yourself if you actually really want an answer to that, like honest answer. But he's in my guild, and we are still keeping in touch, so that's all good. Skyfighter141 asks, what's your least favorite class in Maplestory as of right now? I can only judge classes that I have actually played, in my opinion. And I usually always say Mihail, because I just can't level it past level 80. But I actually think I have something to top it, and I hate to say it, but I really can't level my Beast Tamer. It's a pain in the ass, and I really dislike it. I don't know, maybe I did something completely wrong by choosing the bear mode, because I wanted to actually make progress with this character, and I've heard that bear mode is great bossing mode, so I chose that one. Probably should have chosen leopard if I wanted to train it, but yeah, I chose bear mode, and it's really a pain to train. Bayakugan67 asks, have you ever played in console? And I am not entirely sure if you mean something special by in console, or if you're just asking if I have played any console games. I actually own both a Wii and a Xbox 360, but I don't really play them. I have a bunch of games for my Wii. I have one single game for my 360. I only bought the 360 to play Fable 2, and I haven't even completed it. So that's kind of a fail. I'm not really great with console games, so I prefer to play on the PC. The next question is actually from my boyfriend Ken, who asks, is there someone you met recently who had a positive impact on your life, let's say in the last year or two? If so, how did they have a positive impact? I have to say that, well, of course I'm going to say that my boyfriend Ken has had a positive impact on me, because I would not be the same person if I hadn't met him. Though I can't just say that it's only one person that has had a positive impact. Every single one of my friends has made impacts on me, whether it be positive or negative. Most of them are positive, that's why I call them friends. I'm really glad that I have met so many wonderful people throughout these years that I have especially been playing Maple. I've also met people from other games, from other sites and so on. What can I say? Even though it's all online, well, most of it is online, it's still real to me to actually talk to people every day that cares about you, and I care about them. Calvi Coco asks, can you please try to make your videos more than 10 minutes long? The reason why I haven't made my videos more than 10 minutes long is because I know for a fact for myself that the intention's bad. When you watch Maple videos, usually isn't that great if it's too long of a video. That might just be because I have some concentration issues, but I don't want to bore you guys, and that's probably the reason why I don't make my videos too long. But I can totally try to make them a bit longer if you guys would like that. So feel free to leave some comments in the section below if you want longer videos or if you don't want longer videos and so on. And I'll take that feedback and put it to good use. Maple Hero asks, what would you do if your Luminous got deleted, but you got to keep all your mesos and all your equips from your Lumi? Well, considering that I got to keep all my equips and all my mesos and everything, I would probably remake my Lumi, especially if my IGN was available. If I could not make a Lumi, I would probably go with another mage class. I'm not sure which mage, to be honest, because there are quite a lot to choose from. But yes, to answer the original question, I would remake my Lumi if that was an option. Argyle Socks asks if I play any instruments. If so, which one do I play best? I don't play any instruments, but I really wish that I had learned any when I was younger. I would probably play piano because that is my favorite instrument by far. Nate River asks, what's the best thing that ever happened to you? I think that's quite a hard question, but killing Mano is probably the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Seriously though, getting to meet all these wonderful people, especially on Maplestory, getting to meet my boyfriend, starting off this YouTube channel, it's all some of the better things that has happened to me, so I'm really grateful about that. Jamie says, don't want to sound weird, but how did you get that awesome accent? Why, thank you, first of all, Jamie, but I guess it's because I'm born and raised in Sweden. My surroundings and my native tongue affects me more than you would think. I guess if you were to look up other YouTubers that are Swedish, like PewDiePie, then you'd notice that we actually have quite a distinct accent. So I suppose that's what it might be. Winging It asks, how do you like Luminous and why do you main it? When I first saw Luminous, I was really intrigued because you were able to choose whether you were gonna go light or dark. I really love it when games implement the choice between light or dark, good or evil, or something like that, when you were able to choose options, choose your path, and follow it through. So that is what really caught my attention. Then I looked at the class as a whole, and I'm a sucker for light and dark magic, so it was like perfect. I started to fund my Lumi before it actually came out a little bit. I got a Mage Empress set for sheeps, and I, for example, failed scroll my glove with glove magic attack scrolls or whatever. I wasn't really good back then because I had never really mained mage, so I didn't really know what to expect or what to do, what scrolls are good, what scrolls are bad. I started funding my Lumi a little bit, and then it was released. I actually pimped out my Lumi from like level 30 or whatever, so I was running around in permanent annex right from the start, and I kept my look pretty true up until recently when I changed it. I main Luminous because it really caught my eye and I really love the playstyle. The actual questline, the storyline, is something that I really like. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to choose light or dark in the beginning because I was gonna go dark, not because dark skills are better than light skills, but because everybody was gonna go light and I wanted to be different, I suppose. I kinda wanted to break the pattern, plus I am quite evil. I'm not a good girl in that sense. I was a little bit disappointed when we weren't able to choose, but I'm actually pretty happy with the GMS Lumi as of now, except for the fact that there are small issues that I would like to fix. But to answer your question, I love Luminous and it's totally my favorite class in Maplestory. Alex Brights asks, what is your opinion on cubing? Do you find cubes overpriced? In my opinion, cubes are pretty overpriced because of the fact that it's such a gamble. You can end up spending 100k NX and not get a single stat that you like, or you can end up spending even more money and not get anything that you like, and at the same time you can get one cube and get really lucky with it. So it's such a gamble. I used to like cubing because it was such a rush, but I try to avoid cubing as much as I can right now because it costs so much and it's annoying when you can't get what you need. But the sad truth about Maplestory as of now is that you need to cube to get better or to actually make progress in the game. It's an essential part that you can't really play without. Well, I mean, you can play without cubing, but then you would have to buy pre-cubed stuff or something like that. So it's mostly about luck, and it's mostly about actually being able to afford cubes, whether it be with NX or with Meso. I am not really a huge fan about cubing, but there should be a miracle time this weekend, apparently, according to GM on the forums, so we'll see about that, I suppose. Exos asks, is Take Me Chad a pedophile? My initial reaction to this question was to say that no, Chad is not a pedophile, but he's one hell of a pervert. Then I actually asked him myself, so Chad, are you a pedophile?
I'm not gonna say I am or I am not a pedophile, But all I'm gonna say is, parents, if you're watching this video, if little Timmy is having some behavioral problems, just send him to me for a little bit and I'll straighten him right out for you.
Okay, this is the last question that I'm going to answer today in my Q&A. Lewis asks, what other games do you play? I usually don't play that many other games. I mostly play Maplestory. I have played Vindictus for quite a while. I'm not very good at gaming, but I try my best. I'm actually considering making videos of other games, like doing commentary videos and let's plays of other games, but that's only if I get support from you guys, so I made a poll down in the description below, so please vote on that to state your opinion if I should make other videos or if I should just keep the channel Maplestory related. And if you have a special request or any questions or whatever, just leave a comment in the section below and I'll get to it as soon as I can. I think that's it for today, guys. I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you enjoyed the first part of my Q&A. Take care, you guys, and I'll see you next time.